Under this law, we have what we call a joint tortfeasor. Who is a joint tortfeasor? And what do they mean by a tortfeasor? A tort, the two words, tortfeasor. Tortfeasor. A tortfeasor is a person who has wronged another, not so? Okay, the wrongdoer. And for joint tortfeasors, they mean a situation where there is more than one wrongdoer. And the question is that if there are more than one wrongdoer and you bring a case against one of them, what happens? Does the law prevent you from bringing a case against the other? Okay, that is under section 12 of the Law Miscellaneous Provisions Act, that if there is more than one wrongdoer, these two under the law would ordinarily be jointly liable for the wrong. For instance, if these two caused the death of a person, I'll give an example. If you're driving on the road, and somebody tries to overtake you, and because they are trying to overtake you, you swerve off the road and you knock a pedestrian. Okay, much as you're the one who has knocked this pedestrian, somebody else caused you to knock this pedestrian. So it means that you're two wrongdoers, joint tortfeasor. You're both liable for the damage caused to the pedestrian. And under the law, you are both liable. So if in case the plaintiff sued one joint tortfeasor, he cannot be prevented from bringing an action against the other. That is one. And number two, if you bring an action against one joint tortfeasor, the other one, this joint tortfeasor, can ask the other to contribute to the damages which have been awarded by court. That the liable joint tortfeasor can recover contribution from the others if when they are sued, they would also have been liable. And the contribution from these joint tortfeasors or the wrongdoers is normally equal or based on what they contributed to the damage. Okay, how do you ascertain this, members? How do you determine how much damage was caused by this one and how much damage was caused by another? How can you determine the percentage damage caused For instance, the example I've given you, somebody tries to overtake. As you're driving on the road, a vehicle comes, is trying to overtake you, and in order to avoid an accident with him or a collision, you swerve off the road. But as you swerve off the road, you knock a pedestrian. So how will you determine the how much should be contributed by each? Okay, how will you determine? Are we still together? Are you still there, members? Let me see. You are still here. Teopista, you're here. Aisha, you are here. Yes.